brother, listen to me. I fucking love your reaction.
We charge shit niggas extra. We charge shit niggas extra.
Exactly. Let's go to the main. Hey, boys! We're going to the fucking
Dirty stick, I hit a lick out of Uber. Side that Scooby, Lord, that boy be a shooter. Say the wrong thing on my niggas to do. You go crazy, but cast all my niggas to
Touch fat, baby lows. Yes, baby. Back with another reaction video. So right now I'm about to do Florence the Machines. This is like an interview / like live performance. Just to try to get like a better understanding of her, because I've heard some crazy stories in the comments. So I just want to see what we know and what can we find out. All that type of good stuff. I'm here for it. Feel the to be advised when the content, the loyal eyes of the minds of the spies. Boom! Check out my guy. Let go.
I've been given this enormous gift, which I wanted my whole life. You know, all I wanted to do was sing. But is that somehow going to take something else from me that I would love to have?
Congratulations. What a beautiful and heavy and amazing body of music.
Thank you.
I almost
Thanks
shy
so
away
much.
from calling it a record, because that would give it sort of an infrastructure definition that falls into line with other records. And it isn't. It feels to me like it was just a necessity, a very important thing for you to dive into your curiosity and just learn about yourself, and a lot of life going on in this album.
Yeah, I think there was basically an urgency to this record. Like it kind of like it like came out of me in this like furious burst. And it's one of those records where if I hadn't have put it out now, it never would have come out. Because I think I would have, like, how I felt about things is so specific to this moment in time, and this record kind of like roared out of me. And it was a record that was made almost like a coping mechanism. And I think, as with all records, there's usually a period of time where you think it's never going to get finished or never going to get made, or like you can't find the right like person to work with, or you thought you were going to work with one producer and then they're not available, and then you're like, oh God, who am I going to like?
Yeah, you're an infrastructure, and
then you think the record is just not happening.
Yeah.
And there was this like, oh, well, we can delay it. I was like, there's no delaying this one. Like, it's either now or this record never comes out. I will not feel the way that I feel about this in like a couple of years. So there was this like ferocious urgency to this one. I sort of almost like made it in like a fog, I think. Like I did think I had quite a lot. Was still like processing what happened to me, and the sort of like I had like a level of PTSD that almost like when the record was finished, I was like, wait, what just happened?
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, there's a record now.
Did you get a sense of that in the writing? And I feel like listening to this album, it's almost like you restrain yourself from performing these words.
I'm not gonna lie, I do that a lot. Like, when I was really in my music bag, I would go in the studio and like I would say like turn the lights off and just play the beat, and then my freestyle off the top. When I turn the lights on, my body be shaking, people be looking behind the glass like, what the fuck? And I'd be like, I don't know what I said. Play it back, let me hear it.
But sometimes, and just speaking them is enough. You hush them in. You find ways for the words to really hold the attention. And so, was this just a process of writing before you even thought about like what it would do from a song per se?
Yeah, I mean that is sort of my. It's kind of my process. I think a few of them were written in the room, but mostly my process is like having a lot of words. Like, I feel quite strange if I come to the studio without words. Like, usually what compels me to go into a studio is I have a whole song written out, or I think I had one of the greats. It's like really long poem that I started writing on tour, and actually, I started sharing a notes app with Mark Bowen from Idols, and I think things started getting added to there. It was like one of the greats. Kraken, I had Buckle was knocking around, and the only thing that was on that thing that we really didn't have was a song for Everybody Scream. I just had the title. So it was like Florence the Machine, Everybody Scream, like song to come, but this is the song.
Yeah.
But so I do have a tendency to start with words, and then sometimes that can actually be kind of hard because it's like
You gotta structure.
then structuring almost like it's so
You know what I'm saying?
it's so set in what it is, like that finding what it is
Yeah.
musically can be sometimes tricky. You're
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, this song is like fully formed, but what the fuck does the music sound like?
It actually
around
makes total sense because when I listen to your music and I feel like I said, the arrangements are really always following what it is you're saying. And I know that seems like an obvious thing to say, but I don't think it is. Sometimes people go in and there's already a structure and then they just hum a melody and it's subconscious.
No,
They put the
and I've
words to it.
seen, I've seen like, I'm really fascinated to see people who sing gibberish and do the melody first. And I'm like, I think it's quite rare for me.
That's big too, I ain't gonna lie.
I think I've only done that like once.
I've seen T-Pain do that a lot. Like T-Pain will like, and then he'll do it so much, and like next thing you know, like he's da 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 da, and then his words, and that should be amazing. Shout out to T-Pain.
Twice. It's quite rare for me to do that. Like usually there is a story or a poem that has taken shape, and that's what I'm kind of coming into the studio with. And then you have to like create the cinema, you know? You have to like, with the music, create the visual of what that song is saying.
You said you wrote one of the greats, or started at least, a poem. You were writing it when you were on tour. That song is hilarious and caustic and defiant and vulnerable and all of these things that I hear in it, at least, which is just this kind of like,
That is a great song.
you know, stream of consciousness of sort of,
Stream of conscious rant, like,
you know, like, fuck you and I'm awesome, but man, maybe I'm not awesome enough, and how do I get awesome? And it's awesome.
but I hate you, why don't you fancy me?
100%. So what's going on in the middle of tour, or when you're on tour, where that comes to mind and you have this feeling of sort of inadequacy meets defiance?
Yeah, I mean, I think that is like, I think it sums up the song quite well. I mean, the song is constantly throwing itself under the bus as well. It's like, I'm this, I'm that, you know, like, and about the cycle of like, I'm the best, I'm the fucking worst, I'm the best, which I think is part of making things, you know. I think I do a lot of writing on tour actually, because I like to write while I'm in motion or daydreaming, and there's like dead time. And yeah, I was thinking about greatness and like the cost of greatness, and how every album I'm like, I'm gonna be satisfied with this one. I'm gonna be completely satisfied, I'm gonna have no issues with it. And how it almost like never happens, you know? And then at the cost of greatness as well. And I guess it was processing like, I feel like it was like, well, maybe I got there, but like at what cost as well? Like what cost to my sanity and to my life and to the other lives I could have had. And it was sort of about the brutality of ambition and the almost like violence of greatness as well. The things that you put yourself through and that you put your loved ones through to like get there, you know, like every interaction or like, you know, moment is sort of like fodder for the song, you know, like you miss all these family moments, and it feels like this relentless thing of just like forgetting how hard it is, forgetting how you're never satisfied, and every time a tour and an album is over being like, I'm gonna do it again, and this one will be the one, like I will be happy, it will be perfect, you know? And
Never done.
I don't think, when you're young and like people aren't taking you seriously, you don't really think it's because you're a young woman. You just think it's you know? Like, you just think it's because you're annoying or you're too much or you're like, and it does really hurt early because I see it happen.
I'm sorry if I keep yawning. I've had a long week. The holidays, everything. I may treat. I just keep yawning because like I don't know why, but I think it's the content that lowered my eyes. But I'm here. Trust me, I'm here.
To others, and I'm like, oh, it wasn't about you, you know, because it just feels like this cycle. But I think it happens to a lot of artists, but it seems like it happens quite particularly to young women, where they are suddenly blasted into the public sphere. And then everyone tells you that you don't deserve to be there. And like, I think like lungs exploding when I was that young, you know, you can't help but sort of absorb and feel like sort of,
I believe it.
Yeah, like you get the big thing, but it comes at this thing of like, which is public exposure, and you're pushed in everyone's faces in a way that sometimes it feels like young women are just kind of eaten, you know what I mean? Like devoured.
Hey, did y'all notice how I said I believe it? And then she answered and she was like, yeah, he didn't even say nothing. We already won. Somebody get me in contact with her, man. God damn, get me in contact with her.
And so you're sort of like pushed in front of people too much, and then everyone is like, well, actually, no, you're terrible, like, go away, you know? So it just feels like this crazy thing happens to you that, for me, I think I got, which I'm so, you know, on some level I'm so grateful for, because I still have this amazing life and I have the people that have been with me since the beginning, but it felt like I got all that attention young and then spent the next 15 years trying to prove I deserve it.
That's how you cope?
Yeah.
Or try to cope is just by keep going and trying to prove
I'll
it.
prove that moment, that I was worthy of that moment, you know? So it's like, did I get it right? Do I win the prize, you know?
Has this album has it broken the spell of that?
A little bit, maybe a little bit, you know, because I think it was also, you can't help but just like absorb the feeling that maybe you're not good enough, or you're not like, because you're not to some people's taste, that there's something like wrong or you need to change or whatever. Like, you can't help absorb that when you're young. And I do think I've had some sort of revelation just through keeping on making work and seeing the people that come to my shows, and now honestly having like younger people find my work and find the biggest, craziest songs I've ever made and love them. So I'm like, oh my God, there was like, I was doing something that people loved, you know? Like, it feels like, I think more and more people kind of discovering it has almost like soothed so much of that early like shame about how big I was and how kind of like expressive I was. So that's been like really healing, and I think I'm realizing that, oh, it's for them, and for the people who it's not for, it's just not for them, and that's okay, and I don't have to please them. And I think I've said that every time I've made a record, where I'm like, I don't care about what people think, but I think this is the only album where I genuinely like don't, because of what it cost me, you know what I mean? I'm just like, it cost me so much to make this album, like, the people who it's not for, like, that's okay, you know? Like, I know who it's for now. And I think that has changed.
Can I ask you, when you say what it cost me, when you say cost, where did it come from?
Well, it's been really interesting. Like, yeah, it was really interesting. I think, like, the last record was like, do I want to have children? Like, there was a song called King where it was like, do I want to be a mother? Like, is that even, like, can I see myself in that role? Like, I want it, but I'm also defiant of it. And then I think I kind of came to the end of that tour, and I don't know, I felt this like freedom and excitement, and there was a feeling of, I did want to, like, you know, I wanted to see if I could try and have a family, you know, after the tour. The tour was like winding down. We only had a month left to go. And yeah, then I ended up, which was really wild, because I mean, I do talk about the prescience of songwriting sometimes, but there was this line in King which was like, I never knew my killer would be coming from within. And it was a song about like motherhood, and you know, I have spoken in the past about the sort of strange like subconscious prescience of songwriting, but then I actually ended up having a ectopic miscarriage on stage that was dangerous and that I had to be hospitalized for, and I had to have immediate surgery because I had like I had a Coke can of blood in my abdomen, and I didn't want to go to the scan because I just wanted to keep touring. And I was like, I've been through many physical things on stage, I can get through this. And they were like, no, you're coming in to have a scan. And then I was immediately taken into surgery. And I was like, and then I...
Oh my God. The same thing happened to my little sister. Like, she didn't pass away or anything, but that's how she was born. Like, my mom, like, one day she was feeling pain, and then normally she doesn't go to the hospital, like, she'll thug it out. But then this time she was like, okay, I'm gonna go to the hospital because she's pregnant with my little sister. If she didn't go to the hospital, my mom and my little sister would have passed away. My little sister was born a preemie, less than like a pound. It was crazy. My mom's went through it, but now everybody's healthy. My little sister's big. She just graduated to middle school. She's on the cheer team. Everything's going good. So I feel sad for her right there.
This, and they were like, no, you're coming in to have a scan. And then I was immediately taken into surgery. And I was like, and then I went back on stage 10 days later and like was singing that song, you know, in this like, I don't know how I did that. I think I was just in like a total fog at that point.
Wait, do you think you were just trying to cope? Was that what going back on stage was? Because obviously there would have been people around you that would have given you the grace required to process.
Yeah, I think I didn't want to end the tour. Like I didn't like, I had 2 shows left. And I was like, that's why I was like, I don't want to, I have something has been taken from me that I didn't want to happen. I don't also want to end my whole tour that I like on this, you know? And yeah, I just like went back and played. It's also going back to the only place that I feel like
Damn, this shit getting too sad.
I could really like feel a sense of control and power again, you know, like ectopic pregnancies are really painful, and before I did the gig, when I didn't know that that's what was happening to me, I was in a lot of pain, and yet I stepped onto the stage and I felt it all just went away, you know, it all went away, like all the pain went away, and
Yo, me and her, that's why I like her, bro, because it's like we're the same. I'm shy in real life. Turn the camera on, I'm shy. Like, crazy. When I used to do music, and like, I would get on stage, the whole time before the show, I'm nervous. After the show, I'm nervous. As soon as they say, come to the stage, everything's gone. I'm ready. I'm super ready. This is my moment. I love this environment. Let's go. Music stopped. Back in my show. I swear to God.
There's wind blowing, and I was like, whatever is here, it's gonna carry me through this moment.
Let me go back a little bit.
It all just went away, you know, it all went away, like all the pain went away, and there was wind blowing, and I was like, whatever is here, it's gonna carry me through this moment. And I felt like this presence that's always been with me on stage, like just, and it was outside, it was by the sea, the wind was blowing, it was very gothic, it was like a white lace dress, but really like all the pain just like went away, and I was, you know, I just was there and in the mud and the rain and with like these people, and I didn't feel anything, you know, and so and then, you know, so to kind of then go back to the stage just makes sense to me, you know. I kind of want to go back to this place that like I kind of, it's weird, isn't it? Because it's like you'd think something really terrible happening to you would make you not want to go back, but I'm like, no, it's like, it kind of left me more in awe of the power of performance and the power of songwriting than I kind of ever have been before, if you know what I mean, like of how powerful it can be. So yeah, there wasn't really any like doubt in my mind that I would go back and do those 2 shows, you know. That's how I wanted to end the tour. It's fucking crazy.
Crazy. Life is fucking crazy.
It's crazy.
I gotta stop it. Just on the fact of, God damn, I wasn't ready for that. Oh my God. I heard y'all talk about the story a little bit, like they hinted, like, oh, she was on stage, she had a miscarriage. To hear her talk about it, to see her talk about it, to hear the voice, you could tell she was right back on stage, in the mud, in the rain, feeling the wind, surrounded by the people. She went right back to that spot. Voice started cracking, emotions rushing back. I got sad. Damn, that was a lot. Can't even lie, that was a lot. Let me know if y'all want me to continue. I'll continue for y'all. I'll probably have to get over it myself and then finish watching it. But damn, like I said, that was kind of tough. That was kind of tough, man. I like to see the insight of how she really got to doing all this music, how the music came about. I gotta finish the tape. I'm gonna be honest. I still haven't finished the tape. But y'all let me know. Reggie Family, Benny Blows, Boat, Miss, Baby, PLP, peace, love.
And every time we spit, we be spitting straight facts. They gon' try to hold you down, and they gon' try to hold you back. Had to move cause I like the place I was at. My mama told me I had to chill and stop running with that gas. Cause them niggas there spoil and try to stab me in your back. I didn't pick a look at that.